They say a week is a long time in politics, so 100 days might feel like an age for Sir Keir Starmer, who has now had the keys to number 10 for that long.
Not this time. Changing a country is not like flicking a switch. The world is now a more volatile place. This will take a while. But have no doubt that the work of change begins immediately.
But his eventful premiership has already been filled with riots, resignations and rebellions. Let's take a look. Well, on day one, the Prime Minister scrapped the Rwanda scheme, a plan that had already cost the taxpayer hundreds of millions of pounds.
The Rwanda scheme was dead and buried before it started. It's never been a deterrent, and I'm not prepared to continue with gimmicks that don't act as a deterrent.
Days later, his anti-people smuggling agency, the Border Security Command, was set up.
I have immediately started work on a major upgrade in law enforcement, including the process to recruit a new border security commander, new cross-border police to go after the criminal gangs.
But within a fortnight in office, Sir Keir Starmer faced his first political rebellion. 7 of his MPs voted against him for not scrapping the two-child benefit cap in the King's speech. His response? Starmer suspended the MPs for 6 months.
I received an email last night after the vote on Amendment D, which was to scrap the two-child benefit cap, and it said that I was now suspended for taking that action of voting for that amendment.
The discontent surrounding support moved from the young to the elderly. The government announced that the winter fuel payments would be cut for millions of pensioners after they repeatedly claimed the Tories had left a £22 billion black hole in the country's finances. Well, that sparked protests across the country. Many compared it with public sector workers who received above-inflation pay rises, costing the taxpayer more than £9 billion. Then arguably came the first domestic challenge for the Prime Minister so far. Riots erupted across the UK after 3 young girls were killed in Southport and disinformation spread online. Starmer ordered the courts to work around the clock to bring those responsible to justice. More than 170 people were jailed. A row around donations then began to swirl. At least 11 Labour MPs accepted tickets to see pop star Taylor Swift, including the Prime Minister, who went along with his wife. One MP even quit the party in protest, saying the Prime Minister had promised integrity but delivered sleaze and nepotism. Sir Keir Starmer has vowed to reform the rules around donations and has since repaid £6,000 worth of gifts. There was also trouble abroad as the war in the Middle East rages on. The government suspended 30 out of 250 arms export licenses to Israel. This drew criticism from both sides of the debate. Then the Prime Minister's top aide, Sue Gray, was forced to step down. So how has Sir Keir Starmer fared in his first 100 days? Well, polls suggest dissatisfaction amongst the public is high. But as the new government passes this milestone, pressure will be on him to turn things around.